So, hey, welcome to Wayne's World and Kelly. I get to do.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I get to do the introduction now. It just popped in. Welcome to Wayne's World and Kelly, special guest Becca Tibbon. Hope I got the last name right. Better late than never. Just slid under the gun. How are you, Becca?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me, you guys.
So, if anybody's wondering, for the last several minutes, I've been
Kelly, that was like a little surprise.
So, Wayne, were you just messing with me the whole time?
I was not, dude. When I got the thing that said like recording in progress, and I hit got it, and I got right onto the introduction. So we're all better now that I'm here.
Well, this is great. And speaking of here, Wayne is over on the west coast of Florida doing what he does and what his company does. ABC responds to huge emergencies, and as everybody knows, Florida was hit with a terrible hurricane. And he's actually over there, and he was telling me yesterday just how horrific it is. I used to be a storm chaser. I've been in New Orleans, I've been in Tennessee, down in Nashville for their 1,000-year flood. I've done a bunch of nor'easters and hurricanes in Virginia. It is painful to see. I'm actually going over Thursday. So first and foremost, for all of our Florida brothers and sisters, we love you guys, and we appreciate how the community is really doing a great job helping. And I tell you what, hats off to Publix. Publix and Wawa's apparently are open and have been a huge asset, as well as thousands of other unsung heroes, the Coast Guard, all the local community governments, the state government, the scientists, doing just an amazing job. And it's going to be a long time to get back to normal for so many of these people, but our hearts go out to them. I'm involved with some fundraisers and shipping stuff over, and I'm going over Thursday. So I wanted to mention that before I introduce the wonderful Rebecca coming on. One other thing I want to mention, there was a trade show yesterday.
Where's Rebecca?
Becca, I'm trying to be formal. So we had a trade show up in West Palm Beach yesterday. I give this really cool bottle of Freak Show at all the trade shows out. And I'm doing the drawing now. So here's all the cards I've got, right? So I'm closing my eyes and I'm doing the drawing. And I can't see the card because I got to put my glasses on. Oh, look at this. Kelly, it's not rigged. Kelly Boss. Hi, Song. She's a community association manager with First Service Residential up in Boynton Beach. And hey, so I'll be reaching out to her. I should say, hey, listen, if you don't see it on the show, you don't get the bottle. But no, she's our winner. A lot of people, we do these trade shows all the time. Wayne and I do, and a lot of us in the industry, and we do giveaways, and people always wonder, do we actually do the giveaways? Well, you just witnessed. Yeah, we always, well, hopefully everyone does it. I know we always do. And I'm sure Wayne does. We always do the giveaway. So I got that stuff all out of the way. Today, Becca, I'm sorry for being formal for a second. We're excited to have you on the show. I met you back in January of this year or February this year. You were doing a women's empowering women event, and you're like, what, 90 years old? And you're just a fitness phenomenon. No, actually, no, and Rebecca's very comfortable with her age. I'm 59. She's a year younger, so she's just a kid. She's older than Wayne, but younger than me. 58 years old. And
it's like a good Oreo cookie. I'm right in the middle.
Right. Oh, I gotcha.
Well, I'm the squishy stuff in the middle. There you
that's
go.
A different type of show, but thank you. So, so over time, I've learned about you and talked to you and blah, blah, blah. And you got a great story. So just so the audience, the people that don't know you, so you've been on Fox, NBC, ABC, CNN, so you're a celebrity, and it's all about your fitness. You have the 18-minute workout with these.
I think it's 17. Bands. It's 17 minutes. So
it takes me 18. It takes me 18 minutes.
I was born in the 18. 18 is a really great number, and actually, to be honest with you, when the download came to me from God to do 17 minutes, I was like, well, I'm born on the 18. 18 in the Jewish religion is chai. It means life. It means energy. And so for like a year, I truly had like this conversation of 17, 18, 17, 18. And then I started to ask people, what do you think, 17 or 18? They all said 17. And then I was at an event speaking, and there was a Chabad rabbi there, and we got to know each other, and he's asking me about what I'm doing. And I said, Rabbi, I'm getting this download from God on 17 minutes for my workout, but I'm born on the 18th, I said, what am I supposed to do? He goes, the 17 is one of the holiest numbers in the Bible with the Chabad. And he started to tell me all about it. And I go, oh my gosh, I got to read. So anyway, I gave up on the 18.
I was born on the 17th, so I get it.
Oh. Well, I celebrate my birthday on the 17th because it's March 17th, which is St. Patty's Day. So it's a great time to pull out that wine and have a couple of extra bottles, right? So
Now,
I celebrate my birthday on the 17th, moving all the way to whatever that next Sunday is. Anyway,
my
rock
daughter was
hard,
due
party
on March
hard.
17th. She was born on March 19th, and yesterday she released her 4th poetry book. So if anybody wants to go to Amazon or wherever, Madison Kuhn's 4th book is out as of yesterday.
That's so cool. That's
a little
super
plug
cool.
there. It's a lot of plugging.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned to me about your dad. I think that's very fascinating because you live a very homeopathic lifestyle, which all three of us do. So tell me a little bit about growing up and then your journey to health. And mention
Yeah.
that college
So,
thing.
what's that?
And mention that little college period.
Mention the what? I didn't hear you.
The time frame during college.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah. So I was born really unhealthy, actually. And so one of the jobs that I believe my purpose is to help people to not have a shoe drop, because I was born with a shoe drop. So, born with pulmonary, digestive, and skeletal problems. I was in and out of hospitals the first 12 years of my life. Actually, I didn't tell you this, Kelly. When I was 12 years old, I was in Sloan Kettering Memorial Hospital with a massive breast tumor. And so I was on this ward with all these cancer patients and truly felt so lucky because I was the healthiest, if you will. But there was a lot of things that set me back in my life. And I guess what I like to share with people is how to take adversities and turn them into advantages. So I think we're kind of born with a mentality of do positive and thinking, outside of the box. But it's also something that can be learned. So if you're somebody out there who is struggling with where you are, whether it's physically or mentally, spiritually, financially, there's so many amazing stories of people who have profited beyond where they started. And so I believe in taking our adversities and turning them into advantages. Never thought of my life like that, never really saw myself as a storyteller or my life being something that would encourage, empower, and inspire people. But blessed to take it to the level where it is. And interesting enough, I didn't tell you, I also have dyslexia and had speech problems. So between missing school because I was sickly all the time from my asthmatic bronchitis and pain in my spine and my body, I also, when I did go to school, was pulled out of classes for speech. So missing so much of the actual curricular in my school. It wasn't until my late 40s that I even saw myself as smart. I didn't have any expectations from anybody. Getting good grades was never anything my parents wanted. They just wanted me to feel happy. And so I didn't tell you all that, but interestingly enough, I owned an ad agency for 11 years and still didn't see myself as smart. I just was fun. I just was interesting and creative. And I used my skill sets to profit in life, but I never saw myself as somebody who had their, we're not allowed to curse here. I had my stuff together. So yeah, I was told not to use that language. Okay, so so it was always an interesting space for me. And it wasn't actually until I got divorced from my second husband that I really started working on myself.
Now, your
I
second
was
husband was Val Kilmer, right? So you can tell everybody that.
Yeah. I was actually married to two Steves. I kept it really, see, I keep things simple.
Yeah.
So,
All the
um,
Steves out there just got really excited.
yeah, I dated 7 Steves in between. Then I had a
Yeah.
Scott and a Seth. Like, and the most funniest part is one of those, I told you I had speech therapy. I had a hard time with S's.
There you go. That's Steve's easy.
Doesn't God just like trick you up and like get you rocking and rolling? So yeah, so it was an interesting journey all the while, you know, because I didn't feel so smart and in school. I started with athletics really early. So I started working out at 7 because of my spine. In 4th grade, I started with softball, was the worst person, but made the team. Pretty much sat the bench and, you know, they would have me like bunt because I couldn't hit the ball, but I was pretty good out in the field. So I had some value and I was super fast. So they wanted me. So, you know, if you got 2 out of 3, you get a spot, I guess. But I really worked on that 3rd one and I worked hard for it. By my 3rd year, I made the all-star team, sat the bench, but I made the all-star team. And by the 4th year, I started on the all-star team. So I'm here to share with you, like, it doesn't matter where you start from. If you have your mindset on something and you want something bad enough, you can get anything you want. With the pain that I had with my digestive, skeletal, and pulmonary, and I even have a raspy voice now as a result of some of the injuries to my lungs and my vocal cords as a result of my pulmonary. And I didn't think, you know, like this voice should be on stage, da 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 da. I got opportunities. And at one point I just said yes. While I was married, I was kind of shamed about, you know, taking stage and having my name spoken and having to have accolades by people. And what I found out after that was it wasn't about, you know, having accolades. And this is something else I want people to take away with is it's not about being boastful, but it's using your prowess and your knowledge to support other people. And if you're doing that in the right way, it's okay to have somebody patting you back and say good job. And we all need to feel loved and respected, but the most important thing is to love and respect yourself. And when you get that formula right, everything else kind of comes together and rolls out with ease and kindness. You asked me to tell you about my dad. So yeah, so as you guys know, I was born with those 3. That would be 3.
Yeah, those 3.
3.
Wayne
That'd be
didn't see that.
3.
Wayne's
That'd be
driving, so I didn't
3.
see you do that. She says, Wayne, she goes, with these 3, oh, shit, let's bring out the freaking
These
guns
2,
now.
with these 3 health
Show
challenges,
off.
just a little bit. With these health challenges, it was challenging, but I never again saw my story. My dad was one of the best pharmacists that lived this earth. He really helped people, not just by giving them the medicines that were given to them, prescribed to them, but he helped them think stronger about who they are. He really empowered them. I had the privilege of going to work with my dad and witnessing how he supported people. It was on his transition that I actually saw my value to carry on his legacy and to take the stage and support people, empower people. I just do the pharmacy with an FARM versus the PHARM. And that's the only difference between my dad and I. And there's definitely value in both sides, Eastern and Western. I, with my clients as a holistic health coach, try to understand the underlying causes of what their issues are. There's only 5 underlying causes. It's not that complicated. And so often we're able to get to and cleanse out the root cause. I've been blessed to help women with breast cancer overcome, surpass. I had one client with 3 rare invasive breast cancers that they thought were, she didn't have a good outlook. She has a great outlook. You know, first we cleaned her body, got her ready, cleaned her mind, got her ready. And I use and I share this only because I learned this from my dad. My dad didn't just employ, you know, pills. He got people's mindsets ready. I'm sure I am where I am in my own health journey because I have such high EQ. I have very small resolve for incidences of short-term outside influences. I believe very strongly on an inside voice and creating our own destiny and not allowing outside influences to demise my being anymore. As I said, for 48 years, I didn't think highly of myself. I didn't think poorly of myself. I mean, like I had a thriving agency. I had lots of friends. I was popular. But inside, and I want you guys to ask yourself right now, whoever is watching this, inside, how do you really feel about yourself? When you put your head on your pillow at night, are you calm? Are you proud? Are you doing what you can for yourself, for your health, for your body? Are you doing what you can for your community as these guys are sharing what they're doing? I believe very strongly in volunteerism. I'm still on the board of a committee that puts shoes on children's feet. I help with food at a local church and raise donations for organizations. Like we're all here to support everybody else. And if you don't have that inside voice on its highest level and you're not comfortable with who you are, I want to offer your people here a complimentary 17-minute call with me to help them out. Everything I do is in 17 minutes. Just about.
So let me take the mic for a second. The perspective of the first time I saw you back, I think it was February. You get up on stage. You are
January.
Was it January?
It was January.
You know better.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you get up on stage. You're a very striking, athletic, fit woman who I never would have guessed that you were 58. But I know, and there was hundreds and hundreds of people in the room. I'm sure several people looking at her going, "Oh, she's had the perfect life," like my voice that I just did. You know, she's had the perfect life. She's been healthy all of her life, and now she's going to get up there and tell us about these fitness bands and how to exercise when she's just dropped onto the planet perfect. And then when you learn your story and your journey and what you've been through, it just makes you so much more powerful, because knowing that you came, you know, you're not a victim, you're a victor. You have taken your life and said, these are my challenges. These are what I'm going to overcome. I mean, the fact that you have dyslexia, there's several people. There was a guy that I grew up with, Guy Henniker, lived 4 doors up from us growing up, a year or two behind me in school. And he had dyslexia and ended up being a straight A student, went to Virginia Tech, got an engineering degree, is a very successful life. He could have been a victim and said, "Oh, gee, this isn't working out for me." Instead, it made him better. People that, that do show up appearing perfect, a lot of times squander their lives. The younger people seem to be, it's all about me and I'm such a victim and why, and what are my pronouns? Where instead, I love to hear stories like yours where like, this is the hand I was dealt and this is how I'm overcoming it. And then instead of becoming some little prima donna, you spend your time helping people, and it's not fake. You really do care about people, and you really do put your time out there all the time, helping women. Hopefully you're helping some of us guys too. But to me, that's inspiring. And that's something that, unfortunately, a lot of us, when we get older, we have that. I wish we could learn it younger, but it is life's a journey. And I just love the fact of knowing, because I trust me, I had that same opinion of you when I first saw you get up on stage. I'm like, oh, who does she think she is? And I'm like, wow,
Really?
that's an incredible human being. So to me, don't get all, but it really is. It's a really just an inspiring story, and that's why, we wanted to have you on. And you're a gift that just keeps on giving. And I want you to know that there's a lot of people out there that really appreciate you. And the ones that don't are the ones who just don't know you. So just keep making sure your story gets out there.
Oh, well, thank you. And to answer your question, I don't know if there was a question, but I do train men, but my power bands are used in a very succinct way. I have a tribe of women, and it's a 17-minute workout. I ship out the bands. They join me on Zoom wherever they are. And it's something that's really doable. And again, you think about the value. Listen, I used to be a beast in the gym, work out 2 hours a day, work sometimes twice a day. And I've been on stage in bikini competitions and fitness competitions, aerobic competitions, sponsored competitions. And at the end of the day, I'm here to help women and guys, feel better about themselves so that their journey is healthier and happier. Keeping your body strong doesn't take a lot. Seriously, it's 17 minutes. I do 4 exercises. They're 40 seconds each, repeating 4 times, and you're done. But I also use my mindful minute. This year, we're using the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. Each week, I come around with a new card. Each day, I come across, let me get my sticky notes. Each day, I come across with a new specific message. They take it down. They write down what they're going to focus in on their sticky note. I'm all about sticky notes. I'm all about, if you look at my surrounding area, I'm all about sticky notes. I'm all about keeping things super simple. With somebody with dyslexia, super simple is super easy and effective. So,
and us without dyslexia as well.
Yeah,
Even simple, stupid
it is for everybody. Like, who needs
Yeah.
things complicated? There's
Right.
enough things complicated out there. Who needs things complicated?
Yeah. And, and living a healthy lifestyle, controlling what you take into your body, making sure you're getting a form of exercise every day. It just makes your whole life better. I always tell people, naturally, I'm a 300, maybe 350 pound, 6'1" guy, but I'm 2 to 210 because I make those
350 pounds.
If I lived the way my brain would want to, if I did not control myself, that's how I would. I love pasta. I love bread. I love ice cream. I would do all that stuff, but I keep it very much out of my life because I want to feel good when I go out and work everywhere. I love my job. I love my business. I love my team. I love working with the industry. I know if I'm physically fit, I can go out there and perform. Same way with Wayne. I mean, Wayne right now, he's out there, in a very rough area, and we were talking off air. He physically prepares for the last 30 years. So when events like this happen, his body and mind's ready to take it.
That's
It's extremely important,
it's extremely important. You know what? And not just in emergency situations. I've worked with top CEOs, and I have to say that they'll say, as intelligent, focused, and determined they are, when their bodies are clean, when they're in a ritual, which I call a morning magic, where they start their day with meditation, with manifesting, with inspiring words of wisdom, and get their workout in, they report back the growth of how they show up and how they're able to show up for other people is just phenomenal. So it is absolutely what you guys are doing. Frontline, Wayne, it's awesome. And thank you so much for having me on here. It is definitely about health and nutrition. In business, we do the 20-80, right? 20% of the people create and do 80% of the work, have 80% of the wealth. And it is absolutely opposite when you're looking to be healthy. In a healthy lifestyle, you're 80% focused in on health, 20% has that flexibility. And on my LinkedIn page, I have a chart that kind of shows the right way and the wrong way. And I'll tell you, you like ice cream. I don't like ice cream because I don't really like dairy. but I like the chemicals from Dairy Queen. I am a vanilla chocolate dip twice every 3 to 6 weeks. Gotta have it, but in between that, is there a couple glasses of wine or a couple of shots of tequila? Absolutely. Do I eat pasta? I do. But if we want to have me on again, we could talk about how to actually have food in the right portions so that you can have your pasta, you can have your cake. I teach people to have their carbs and eat them too. It's not an impossible feat if you're living the lifestyle that supports it and you put things in the right proportion with protein, fiber, and fat.
I love it. Yeah, we do. We have to bring you on and do all that fun talk, and we can have Wayne on. He's overtaken the whole show, and our time is up.
Okay.
Happy Yom Kippur
Oh,
to all of
yeah.
our Jewish brothers and sisters. And we honor and respect. It's a special day. I love it. It's a day where they reflect on their life and thank God for all the many blessings. So there's a lot for anybody to take from that, regardless of their belief system. And we're just, we just want everybody to go out and make it a great day. And we appreciate having you on the show. And I'll see the girl Kelly soon to give her wine. And Wayne, do you want
Hey, you
to
guys.
say anything
Yeah.
for goodness sakes?
Yeah, I got one thing to add on to Becca's message is because I travel around the country and I just see the horrible physical and mental shape that this country is in. If people really understood that, yes, it does definitely requires discipline in order to have the mind-body connection, but it's not as hard as people think. And I love the part where she had said, Becca, where you said, beginning the day with a morning meditation, beginning the day with the workouts. It's exactly the formula that I have followed for over 20 years. It's not as hard as people think. There's a couple subtle shifts that people need to make. They need to do it every day. You take a shower every day. Do this work every day. Your life will be different. It will be different immediately, but you do need to do some work. But it's not as hard as people think. Right, Becca?
It's true. And you use the word, there's only one thing that's needed to go from where you are to where you want to be. And it's a decision. When you
Right.
make
Yeah.
the decision that you no longer, when the pain is so great here, getting
Yep.
here is a no-brainer. But you have to decide, are you where you want to be? When you hit rock bottom, I love when people hit rock bottom. I'm great with people who have
I've
hit
been there.
rock bottom.
I've had my seminal moment, and when you have that, I call it the seminal moment. That's what I always ask the 1%ers or anybody. What was your seminal moment where you just said, I am not going to live like this anymore? And like to your point, I love the seminal moment because that's where everything changes and your journey really begins. So very inspirational. I appreciate you coming on the show, and we're looking forward to having you on again. You did a hell of a great job. I was just mesmerized by listening to you. That's why I didn't say anything.
Well, thank you so much. And, like you just said, I definitely had a seminal moment. I'd love to share that with you guys next time.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
And we have to say hi to Ben Freeman today.
Yeah.
Ben.
Hey, Ben.
He's our sponsor today with City Quiet. So, and of course, the paving lady, Dawn.
Paving lady.
Another
Hi,
sponsor
Dawn.
of the show. John Marks over at WRG, another sponsor. Also,
abcwillhelp.com.
Woo,
Right.
you guys are well sponsored.
and always LGC, who expertly orchestrates projects. Cheesy Pete, what a day. And
Kelly.
there's no editing, so
Kelly, I know you'll put this up on the verbiage, but Becca, tell everybody how they can contact you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So my name
all our time's up. Good eye. No, go ahead.
Thanks so much, you guys. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to be visible. Power Bands is the name of the band system. And BeccaTVonFit.com is my website. And there you can find out more about my story. You can find out more about how to get involved, how to get some support and coaching. These are the best bands for Christmas gifts and Hanukkah gifts. So if you're looking to do a gift that's under $80, think about how you can inspire somebody with their health. When you buy these bands, I also give away 17 days of free coaching and workouts.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
I love it. So, yeah, and we will make sure that that's on the post as well. So thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm all around. I'm all around social media. My LinkedIn, my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok. It's all. I think even YouTube. Becca T Bomb Fit.
Look at that. So, and then Wayne has he does stories at the library with the kids every week. So that's how he's out there getting with his social media.
Yeah. Right.
That's so
All the
cool.
libraries
He
that are
reads the
underwater.
kids. Yeah. No.
You really?
No, I made that up.
Actually, I don't.
He does. But so it always just is a train wreck. But hey, thanks again.
Good luck today, Cal. Good luck
Appreciate
today,
your time.
Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne, be safe out there. Wayne, I'll be over there Thursday somewhere
Thanks, you guys.
on the West Coast. And everybody have a
All right.
blessed day. Ciao.
Thanks so much for having you guys.
See you, everyone.
Best day ever.